What's up, guys? Caleb with Black Pearl Media here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we're talking about how I liquefy all of the items I get in this storage unit game. I've gotten 17 storage units, and I've had about 10,000 items that I've sold, and I want to tell you how I can accomplish that and what kind of effort that looks like. Now, if you've never been to the channel before, my name's Caleb. I'm taking $1 and reselling items until I can afford my dream car, the Datsun 240Z. But if you're not new around here, you already know that, and you guys can just sit back, relax, and enjoy what I do to sell all of these items. Some of you guys know, but I'm gonna kind of give you an entire whole picture with examples and numbers. All right, so for context, I'm gonna take the last 2 units that I bought. One was a small unit filled with a bunch of items from a college dorm. And this last one, I actually only filmed half of it because it was completely filled with clothing and it was just gonna be a boring video picking through all this stuff, and I'd have dozens of hours of footage just picking through things. So I'm just gonna recap what I did and how I sold 90% of the items. Stick around to the end of the video. I will give you exactly the breakdown of what I spent on these units, what I sold, my expenses, and my net total profit. So the strategy I have is while I'm picking through all of the items, I am setting aside items that are small and valuable. The small and valuable items, I will go ahead and post on eBay. Those are worth the time and effort, in my opinion, to take photos, make listings, put them on eBay, ship them, take a hit on commission or, like fees and all that. And most of the time, those small items will make back all the money I invested into the unit. Next is going to be like the bulkier items that have some value locally. I don't want to ship these items, but they're locally desirable. Stuff like washer and dryer, like I found in my last unit, or, anything like tools, instruments, anything bulky that I don't want to ship, but I know that somebody locally will purchase for a good price. Furniture is also going to fall into this category. I sell a lot of furniture, but I like selling the small stuff like coffee tables, end tables, things like that, because they do bring a really good price. They sell quickly and they don't take up a lot of room. So far we have eBay and Marketplace to get rid of some of those items. Now, we have some smaller items that are not worth a ton of money, but they're also not worth nothing. I have an example of this. This came out of the last unit. There's a bunch of plush in here that I'm not gonna sell on eBay because they're not worth like, $50, $60, $70, but they're worth, a couple dollars each. Shoes are some of the things that I would potentially post on eBay, but they are bulky and I don't post them unless they're worth like over $40 or $50. And then there's stuff like these bags and just a bunch of random crap. That's where Whatnot comes in. Whatnot comes into place because I can live stream and sell a bunch of these medium to smaller items, a little bit of value, all the way up to a lot of value, but I don't find it worth it to put it on eBay. Or maybe it's just a time constraint where I can just go live, I can sell it, and if I'm like, hey, if I can get 15, 20 bucks for this $50 item, and I much rather get it out of the door than get top dollar for it, if that makes sense to you guys. Because that does something for everybody. 1, it gives me money in my pocket. 2, it clears it out of my house. I don't want it here. I want to make room for the next unit, and I don't want to get bogged down with all this stuff. But it's also beneficial for people who come to my live streams because they get excited about the prices. They know that there's going to be good deals, and you build relationships that way, and you just have a lot of fun doing it. And I'm not here to take advantage of people. I want to leave enough meat on the bone for other people to resell or anything like that. Other than those premium items where I don't mind sitting on them. I don't mind waiting until somebody will pay top dollar, but it has to be something, small, something that's not going to be in the way, and something that will bring a premium. So we're done with all that. We've done eBay, we've done Marketplace, we've done Whatnot for auctions. I still have a bunch of stuff left. What do? I have a tag sale. That's what I do. I have tag sales. All of that clothing that I got in the last storage unit, I took days to go through it, a couple hours a day, and separate the savable stuff from the sellable stuff and donatable stuff. And I hosted a tag sale where I priced everything to move, like an old school tag sale, 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, $5, $10, basically nothing over like 20 bucks. And the clothes I sold for a quarter a piece no matter what it was, in hopes of families coming that needed clothes and could get a fantastic deal for them, load up. And we even had somebody come to our tag sale they were parents of 6 children. They picked up 61 pieces of clothing for like, I don't know, I think it was like 14 bucks or something. It was nothing. So that is who I wanted to come and pick up these clothing items. And by the end of the day, I updated my post. I posted locally. I said, come on through. We're doing entire Rubbermaid bins of clothing. Fill them up for $5 a piece. And we sold most of the bins. We only had like 2 bins left. So I sold thousands of pieces of clothing and pretty much everything else at that tag sale. And everything that was left, I put for free on the curb. And if nobody took it by the next day, I took 1 truckload over to Goodwill and donated the rest. So that is how I liquidate all of these storage units. And so far it's been pretty effective, and I haven't been bogged down by a lot of stuff, and we are profitable. Speaking of profits, let me get into the breakdown of what I purchased these last 2 units for, what I spent on expenses like going to the dump or fuel, and our profit and net profit. So let's look at those numbers. All right, I got my handy dandy sheet here with all the numbers. So the first unit was $43 with fees and taxes, and that was the storage unit that was college dorm. The second unit, I paid $284 total. That's including renting it for the month because I couldn't get it in like the 2 days that they allot for pickup. So that's a combined total of $327. I also calculated a 1 dump fee of $6 because I had to take some mattresses in. And gas, I put $30. So that is a total cost of $363 invested into these units. So here's a couple of things that I sold immediately from the dorm room unit. So I sold the poker table for $75 the next day. I sold 2 mini fridges for $80 a piece the same day I sold the table. So literally within 12 hours, they were all gone. I sold a Wii that I found in there with 4 controllers for 65 bucks after all the fees and taxes on eBay. And then within a couple of days of the bigger unit, I sold the washer and dryer for $300. And then the clothes I sold to a private buyer who came, looked through the clothes, grabbed a whole bunch, and they paid me $70. The tag sale, we sold $428 worth of stuff. And on Whatnot, we had a show that I sold a bunch of stuff and I got $110.75. So the grand total of everything sold was $1,208.75. But the profit after all of the costs is $843.75. So yes, it was a lot of work, but no, it's not impossible. It wasn't a stress for me because I actually enjoy this. I like looking through things. I like reselling things, and it is literally a building block to attain my dream car. And I have a house. I know I'm just being honest here. Like I know that I'm blessed. I have this house. We bought it in a crazy market, but I got my mortgage to pay. I got insurance. I have food I got to pay for, gas. I got to pay for a lot of things to keep up with stuff. And it just pushes car stuff down on the priority list. And I am super passionate about cars. I'm super passionate about working on cars and racing cars and doing this stuff. And I just haven't been able to do it because all of my capital is being sucked into my house and the economy is just crazy, like we all know. So this is literally what I'm doing to stay afloat and try and get ahead. So you guys are witnessing this. You are helping by watching this right here. So I appreciate you guys. And if you're interested in flipping storage units and you have questions, drop it in the comments below. But this has kind of been my experience. I'm learning as I go. I'm only about 5 or 6 months into this. So I'm sure in another 5 or 6 months, I'll be even more efficient. I'll have more tips. I'll have more ways to liquidate. If you guys, like I said, if you guys have anything, just drop it in the comments. Would love to have a conversation. This is the budget right here. I'm just rambling at this point. So, all right, I'm going to end the video here. I'll see you guys on the next video.